The GC session is now over, and we can settle back into our normal, everyday lives. It was an interesting, power-packed week. The people, the sermons, the culture, just the sense that we are a part of something that is bigger than ourselves. And that something is the Seventh-day Adventist church family. Our denomination was created by God. We are a prophetic end-time church with a prophetic message of hope and love. I thank the good Lord for the election of Ted Wilson to the position of president. Many progressive and borderline progressive Adventists were not very happy about the sermon he gave last week. Even though the message came across a little on the stern side, I believe it was exactly what we needed in these last days. The signs of the times are proclaiming loud and clear that Jesus is returning soon. And because of that fact, now is the time for the Laodicean lukewarm church to come alive, to become hot for Jesus. People inside and outside the church need to know that we are serious about three things. Number one, we are serious about knowing and being like Jesus. Number two, we are serious about God's life-saving truth. And I'm not just talking portions of it, I'm talking about all of it. And number three, we are serious about sharing Jesus with the world around us. To help us effectively share Jesus with those in need of hope, it is imperative that we have a clear understanding of who we are as Seventh-day Adventist Christians. It wasn't until I pastored a more liberal church, a more progressive Adventist church, that I learned how important the 28 fundamental beliefs are to our overall mission. Our 28 fundamental beliefs, which are grounded in the Word of God, they help us to connect us to Jesus. These 28 beliefs give us a spiritual identity. The devil has effectively confused people within the church and outside the church, thus creating a need for a spiritual identity in the midst of confusion. I encourage you to go back and prayerfully study the 28 fundamental beliefs for yourself. If you do so, you will see how each one connects us to Jesus. Before I let you go, I want you to picture in your mind a forest full of trees. A person can easily get lost in a dense forest. The sun can be blocked from sight. The stars may be difficult to see. This is the way it is with life here on earth. But thank God, He has created one tree that is strong, that is solid, a tree that's roots run deep into the Word of God. A tree in the forest that allows us to find safety from the devil's elements. And the only way we can know which tree that is solid in the storms of life, is to know it by its identifying marks. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is a spiritually safe place to be in these last days. If your local church is unhealthy, if your local church is a place filled with legalistic wannabes, filled with wannabe Christians who go through the motions of playing church, who go through the motions of playing Christian, then go out and plant another church. We need more visitor-friendly, more family-focused, spiritually balanced, mission-driven churches. If this is what the good Lord calls you to do, please make sure you embrace the basic fundamental beliefs of God's end-time church. And don't use worldly methodology to attract those who need Jesus. And last but not least, please don't let ultra-conservatives, don't let ultra-liberals in the church discourage you. God has a plan for you. you can truly impact his church and his harvest for eternity. May the good Lord truly bless you and use you as you open your life to his will.